Welcome class, this is our Math 96 Prologue through Units 8 test review. I'm going to kind of go over the questions for you and what type of questions to look for and where to study. I'd like to remind you that the PowerPoints that you can download from our website, I have on those all of our definitions that will be on the test, so be sure and look at those. The first 10 questions on the test will be kind of different than what I normally do. I'm going to have either true-false questions or definition or define something question. So you'll need to be sure and study your PowerPoints because those questions will be coming from that. For example, you'll need to know an imaginary number. You'll need to know that if 0 is on top or 0 is on the bottom, is that undefined or does it equal 0? So be sure and have that very clearly in your mind. You'll need to know the properties of right triangles. That'll be on there. You'll need to know the slopes of parallel and perpendicular lines and how they go together. You will also need to know the formula for the Pythagorean theorem. So you'll need to know the formula, and then one of the other questions you'll have to use it, but make sure that you know it. You'll also need to be familiar in which quadrants x's and y values are positive and negative. So of your 4 quadrants, where are they positive and where are they negative? So be very familiar with that. From chapters 5 through 8, some of those definitions will be on the test, so you'll have to know how to define those. So be sure and write down those definitions in your notes that you're allowed for the test. You'll have to be able to find the reciprocal of a number and evaluate absolute value problems, and so make sure you review those as well. If I give you the legs of a right triangle, you'll need to be able to use the Pythagorean theorem to find the hypotenuse, so make sure you review that. Then the rest of the problems on the test are strictly math calculations in nature. So, for example, you'll need to know the midpoint of a line and how to find that given 2 sets of points. You'll have to know how to use the distance formula, and given 2 sets of points, find the distance between those points on a line segment. You'll have to be able to find the x and y intercepts of a line. So don't forget, that's where you plug in 0 for x and solve, and then 0 for y and solve. And they must be written as an ordered pair to be correct on the test. So make sure you write your answer in the form of an ordered pair. You'll have to be able to find the slope and the y-intercept of an equation. Don't forget on that if the equation is not in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, you need to move it around and put it in that form first, or your question will come out wrong. And that would be where the number in front of x is your slope and the number at the end of the equation is your y-intercept. So make sure you put that in y equals mx plus b form. If I give you a set of points and a slope, you will need to be able to find the equation of that line. So if I give you the set of points, you're going to need to be able to plug that back in and find out what y equals mx plus b. That is the equation of a line. And so make sure you can do that. If I give you the equation of a line and a set of points, you're going to have to be able to find the line that is parallel to that or the line that is perpendicular. For example, if I said y equals 2x plus 4, you know that the slope of that line is 2. So the slope of the parallel line is also 2. On the other hand, though, the slope of the perpendicular line would be negative 1.5. So you need to know that information to be able to plug that in. But after that, it's just a standard find the equation of the line using the set of points. So that should be pretty straightforward. From chapters 5 through 8, you're going to need to know how to find the break-even point formula given the revenue and expense formulas to solve the equations. You will also have to be able to take a profit formula that I give you and use a table to find the break-even point. And then given revenue and expense formulas, be able to find the profit formula. So those are 3 things that were covered from units 5 and 8 that you'll need to be able to do. And then don't forget your bonus. That's worksheet G4 that I gave you a couple of nights ago in class. Make sure that you fill that out. That is worth 3 points for if you get all the questions right, but otherwise you get 1/5 a point per question that you get right. So it's worth doing as much as you can or as best as you can and turning that in. And I'll be grading that for extra credit, but that needs to be turned in on the night of the test, so make sure that you do that. So I hope this was a good review for you. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or see me at class. Good night.